More than half a century has passed since The Sound of Music first captured hearts around the world, with its timeless songs and unforgettable story. But what became of the cast who brought this classic to life? From legendary stars to the beloved Von Trapp children. Where are they now? And how have their lives changed since 1965? Join us as we revisit their incredible journeys, uncovering stories of fame, transformation, and lasting legacy that continue to inspire generations. Julie Andrews portrayed Maria in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 30 years old. Maria is a lively, kind-hearted, and free-spirited governess who brings music and joy into the lives of the Von Trapp family. Her warmth and courage help her win the hearts of the children and Captain Von Trapp, making her an iconic symbol of love and resilience. After The Sound of Music, Julie Andrews became a beloved figure in Hollywood, continuing her success with films like Thoroughly Modern Millie, Victor Victoria, and later as Queen Clarice in the Princess Diaries series. She also became a celebrated author and voice actress. As of 2025, she is 89 years old and remains a treasured figure in the entertainment industry.
And so we had a lot of rain while we were shooting.
And you're like, hello, God, I have to spin.
I know.
I have to spin around. I have to twirl. I have to spin.
No, a lot of the time.
Peggy Wood portrayed the Mother Abbess in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 72 years old. The Mother Abbess is a wise and compassionate spiritual guide who encourages Maria to follow her heart, famously singing, "Climb Every Mountain." Her presence brings emotional weight and moral clarity to the story. Peggy Wood was a seasoned stage and screen actress with a career dating back to the early 20th century. She had starred in television's Mama and was known for her grace and dignified performances. The Sound of Music was her final film role. Peggy Wood passed away on March 18, 1978, at the age of 86 due to a stroke.
And came back to meet Popeye. He said, I have seen a actress, boys and girls.
Christopher Plummer portrayed Captain Georg von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when he was 35 years old. Captain von Trapp is a strict, emotionally reserved naval officer who eventually softens through Maria's influence and reconnects with his children. His transformation into a loving father and husband is central to the film's emotional core. After the film, Plummer enjoyed a long and distinguished career on stage and screen, with acclaimed roles in The Insider, Beginners, for which he won an Academy Award, and All the Money in the World. Christopher Plummer passed away on February 5, 2021, at the age of 91 due to complications from a fall. He was widely regarded as one of the greatest classical actors of his generation.
A large house, the grounds are very extensive, and I will not have anyone shouting. You will take this, please, learn to use it. The children will help you.
It's been a very relaxed life. And sort of only tense when one went to work.
Yeah.
But we all used to try New York and Broadway.
Nicholas Hammond portrayed Friedrich von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when he was 14 years old. Friedrich is the eldest von Trapp son, responsible and polite, yet eager to assert his maturity. His character showcases the quiet strength of the Von Trapp children. After the film, Nicholas Hammond continued acting and gained recognition as the first live-action Spider-Man in the 1970s TV series The Amazing Spider-Man. He later moved to Australia, where he remained active in film and theater. As of 2025, he is 74 years old and still involved in the arts.
I think villains actually are quite convinced that what they're doing is exactly right. I think we see that in politics today.
Yes,
but so I think Sebastian is absolutely...
Charmian Carr portrayed Liesl von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 21 years old. Liesl is the eldest von Trapp child, a romantic and optimistic teenager who is 16 going on 17. Her youthful longing and transformation reflect the coming-of-age themes in the film. Charmian Carr became beloved for her graceful performance, though she chose not to pursue a long-term acting career afterward. She later wrote books about her experiences with the sound of music and worked as an interior designer. Charmian Carr passed away on September 17, 2016, at the age of 73 from complications related to frontotemporal dementia.
Now that there's just us, would you please tell me all your names again and how old you are?
I'm Liesel. I'm 16 years old and I don't need a governess.
Finding her book, and she said, well, you know you have blue eyes and you know you sound like Liesel, but you don't really look like Liesel. And I said, well, it was a long time ago. And then
Heather Menzies-Ulrich portrayed Louisa von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 15 years old. Louisa is the mischievous and imaginative second oldest daughter in the von Trapp family. With a playful spirit, she often tests new governesses, but grows to love Maria like a sister. Heather Menzies-Ulrich went on to appear in films and TV shows such as Logan's Run and Piranha. She later dedicated much of her life to cancer awareness after the death of her husband, actor Robert Urich. Heather Menzies-Ulrich passed away on December 24, 2017, at the age of 68 due to brain cancer.
I'll need lots of advice.
Well, the best way to start is to be sure to tell Father to mind his own business.
You must never come to dinner on time.
Never eat your soup.
Something, because I know it's something about musical instruments and it's being filmed in Australia. I got the A part right. Well, really close.
Angela Cartwright portrayed Brigida von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 13 years old. Brigida is intelligent, observant, and often speaks with disarming honesty. Her sharp wit and mature insights make her stand out among the von Trapp children. Angela Cartwright was already known for her role in The Danny Thomas Show, and went on to star in the classic sci-fi series Lost in Space. As an adult, she became a respected photographer and mixed media artist, publishing books on art and photography. As of 2025, she is 72 years old and continues to be active in the creative arts.
Then when we got picked up to be a series, I think there were a few things that the show was told it needed. You know, it needed...
Dwayne Chase portrayed Kurt von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when he was 14 years old. Kurt is known for his high-pitched voice and endearing charm, particularly in the song So Long, Farewell. His playful innocence adds levity to the family dynamic. After The Sound of Music, Dwayne Chase left acting and pursued a career in forestry and computer software, earning degrees in geology. He chose a quiet life away from the spotlight. As of 2025, he is 74 years old and enjoys a private life in the United States.
Why didn't you children tell me you could dance?
We were afraid you'd make us all dance together. The Von Trapp family dances.
They've also mentioned their feelings about the other songs, which, interestingly enough, I have the very similar feelings.
Kim Carth portrayed Gretel von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 6 years old. Gretel is the youngest von Trapp child, adorable, affectionate, and often seen being carried or doted on. Her innocence and sweetness added heartwarming charm to the family dynamic. Kim Carth appeared in a few more roles after the film, then stepped away from acting to study humanities and art history. She later returned to the entertainment world in smaller roles and charity work. As of 2025, she is 66 years old and remains engaged with the Sound of Music community and public speaking.
All afternoon?
Mm-hmm. We picked thousands of them.
Thousands?
I know, all over the place.
What kind of berries?
Blueberries, sir.
Blueberries.
Friends. Bonnie and I, you and I both have that in common. Our Marlboro passed anyway. And then we went backstage and I saw him and he was so thrilled to see me. And then
Debbie Turner portrayed Marta von Trapp in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 8 years old. Marta is a sweet and quiet child with a gentle demeanor, best remembered for her shy request for a pink parasol in My Favorite Things. Debbie Turner retired from acting shortly after the film to focus on her education and later pursued a career in floral design and event planning. She has remained connected to the film through reunions and fan events. As of 2025, she is 68 years old and lives a private life with occasional public appearances related to the sound of music.
I can't do that.
Oh, but you've got to. We have to speak to her. She's our governess. We want her back. She didn't even say goodbye. It's very important.
All we want to do is talk to her.
I've never been here in the winter time. I've always been here in the spring or summer or fall. So the winter time is different. I was thinking there might be snow, but not this.
Anna Lee portrayed Sister Margareta in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 52 years old. Sister Margareta is a kind and supportive nun who sympathizes with Maria and encourages her journey of self-discovery and love. Her warm-hearted nature stands in contrast to the more rigid members of the Abbey. Anna Lee had a prolific career in British and American cinema before the film, appearing in classics like How Green Was My Valley and The Sound and the Fury. Later in life, she gained fame for her long-running role on the soap opera General Hospital. Anna Lee passed away on May 14, 2004, at the age of 91 due to pneumonia. She left behind a legacy as one of the most enduring actresses of Hollywood's golden age.
From the Abbey again. Perhaps we should have put a cowbell around her neck.
Have you tried the barn? You know how much she adores the animals.
I have looked everywhere, in all of the usual places.
War broke out the next month, and I went down to the British consul to get my visa, and they said, no, you can't have a visa. You're a British woman with an infant child.
Daniel Truhita portrayed Rolf in The Sound of Music, 1965, when he was 22 years old. Rolf is a charming and ambitious young telegram delivery boy who initially woos Liesel, but ultimately aligns himself with the Nazis, creating emotional conflict in the story. His transformation from romantic to antagonist adds dramatic tension. Daniel Truhita was a trained dancer and singer, and The Sound of Music was his most well-known role. Afterward, he left Hollywood, but continued performing in theater and opera, and later became a vocal coach. As of 2025, he is 81 years old, and occasionally appears at The Sound of Music reunions and events.
Really called for, so I mean, when you're in the movies and that's what you have to do to get the part, go ahead.
Do whatever you have to do.
Absolutely.
Now, do you still ride a bicycle? Were you good at...
Norma Varden portrayed Frau Schmidt in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 69 years old. Frau Schmidt is the Von Trapp family's loyal and no-nonsense housekeeper, delivering dry humor and quiet warmth in her few scenes. Her efficient and reserved personality adds a realistic domestic touch to the film. Norma Varden had a long career in film and television, appearing in movies such as Witness for the Prosecution and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Norma Varden passed away on January 19, 1989, at the age of 90 due to natural causes.
Knock him on the head with a hammer, pour gasoline over him and over the car, and set the whole thing ablaze.
Makes one feel like a part of the world again.
Yes. We have kept ourselves rather aloof, haven't we, Herbert, these past few years?
And I'd hate to think we were losing the common.
Eleanor Parker portrayed the Baroness in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 43 years old. The Baroness Elsa Schrader is a sophisticated and elegant woman who initially plans to marry Captain Von Trapp, but gracefully steps aside when she realizes his love for Maria. Her composed demeanor and complex emotional portrayal added depth to the film's romantic dynamics. Eleanor Parker had already been an acclaimed actress before The Sound of Music, known for roles in Caged, Interrupted Melody, and Detective Story, earning 3 Academy Award nominations. After the film, she continued to act in both film and television through the 1970s. Eleanor Parker passed away on December 9, 2013, at the age of 91 due to complications from pneumonia.
I really must speak to Cook about the Wiener Schnitzel.
Richard Haydn portrayed Max Detweiler in The Sound of Music, 1965, when he was 58 years old. Max is a witty and pragmatic music promoter, often acting as a light-hearted counterbalance to the film's more serious moments. Though self-serving at times, he ultimately supports the Von Trapp family's escape from the Nazis, showing quiet courage. Richard Haydn was already known for his distinctive voice and comic timing, with roles in films like Alice in Wonderland as the voice of the caterpillar and the Emperor Waltz. After The Sound of Music, he continued working in film and television, including a role in Young Frankenstein. Richard Haydn passed away on April 25, 1985, at the age of 80. He died of a heart attack.
You know something?
Perhaps.
Then if you're so clever, tell me how to get our little Fräulein to use her...
Doris Lloyd portrayed Baroness Eberfeld in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 68 years old. Baroness Eberfeld is a minor character seen at the von Trapp's elegant party, representing the Austrian aristocracy. Though her role is brief, she helps portray the refined and traditional social environment from which the captain comes. Doris Lloyd was a seasoned British-American character actress with a vast filmography of over 150 roles, including appearances in The Time Machine, The Sound of Music, and Mary Poppins as Miss Persimmon. Doris Lloyd passed away on May 21, 1968, at the age of 71 due to natural causes after a long and distinguished career in film and television.
You to go right out and buy yourself a decent coat, and I don't want to see you until your cold is better. Do you understand?
Bless you, Mum.
Porsche Nelson portrayed Sister Berthe in The Sound of Music, 1965, when she was 45 years old. Sister Berthe is strict and skeptical, often voicing doubts about Maria's suitability for convent life. Her stern demeanor adds to the tension Maria faces, yet her presence helps shape Maria's decision to leave and follow her heart. Porsche Nelson was a multifaceted talent, an actress, songwriter, and author. She wrote the beloved poem Autobiography in 5 short chapters, frequently quoted in self-help circles. After the film, she continued to act in both film and television while also writing music. Porsche Nelson passed away on March 6, 2001, at the age of 80 from cancer.
Talking about sheep, black or white, Sister Margareta. Of all the candidates for the novitiate, I would say Maria is the least likely.
Children.
Ben Wright portrayed Herr Zeller in The Sound of Music, 1965, when he was 50 years old. Herr Zeller is the stern and menacing Nazi official whose increasing influence threatens the von Trapp family. His rigid loyalty to the Third Reich and cold demeanor represent the growing dangers of the political climate in Austria. Ben Wright was an accomplished character actor and voice artist, known for roles in Judgment at Nuremberg and voice work in Disney films like 101 Dalmatians and The Jungle Book. He continued working in voice acting until his death. Ben Wright passed away on July 2, 1989, at the age of 74 from complications following surgery.
Yes. And you ask me to believe this, that you, Captain von Trapp, are singing in a concert. Believe me, it will be a performance beyond anything even I've written.
Who is your favorite character from The Sound of Music? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.